Hello, good day. Welcome to the class of Technology for Teaching in Elementary Grades. So, we are now in Module 2, Lesson 1, which is the using of technology to enhance teaching and learning. This presentation is prepared by yours truly. Technology provides numerous tools that teachers can use in and out of the classroom to enhance student learning. This page provides an introduction to some of the most common. Faculty members should consult SMU's Office of Academic Technology Services, which provides many kinds of support, including hands-on training in using classroom technology. SMU's STAR, Student Technology Assistant in Residence, is a program also available to help with short-term instructional technology projects. SMU stands for Southern Methodist University, which is located at Dallas in Texas, USA. Their Office of Academic Technology Services are the one that provides training for teachers in using classroom technology, and the STAR, or the Student Technology Assistant Residence, is also there to provide a short-term services for the teachers. There are also numerous online resources about using technology to enhance teaching in a number of different ways. For example, Teaching with Technology 2 from the Learning Technology Consortium offers 17 peer-reviewed essays on using different kinds of educational technology, and the book can be downloaded for free. Merlot is a huge peer-reviewed multidisciplinary resource for learning and online teaching. Here's a curated list from About.me to Zotero of free online tools that you can use in your teaching. So here we can say that this subject TTL2 is also a way to have numerous ideas on how to enhance teaching that is integrated with technology. Below are links to resources on using specific types of teaching and learning tools. So now the following slides will provide us different types of teaching and learning tools. So the first tool is called Blackboard. SMU uses the course management system Blackboard for help creating Blackboard courses and learning the basics. Consult Academic Technologies Blackboard help page as well as this Blackboard online tutorial. Access your Blackboard courses here. So actually we have Blackboard, and that is our eThink LMS, which is provided with our school UC, right? We also have this open LMS. It is an application that is meant to be downloaded using our smartphones. And based on my experience, I can say that it is very useful and convenient to use for both teachers and students because we can use it when we have something to submit, to record our attendance in taking exams and quizzes, and even checking of our grades. And teachers uses uses it also for posting announcement, posting the lessons, as well as in computing the grades of the students. The second tool is the presentation software. Sometimes it's helpful to provide visual aids to complement teaching, stimulate discussion, or allow out of class teaching. Tools designed for this purpose, such as PowerPoint, can be used well or used badly. Examples of presentation software that we can use are Microsoft PowerPoint and the Google Slides. These are software applications that are particularly used to present data and information by using text, diagrams with animation, images, and transitional effects, etc., in the form of slides. In education, teachers can use these two to teach subjects, lessons, and chapters of any book. They can create or delegate to produce a complete presentation of a book. It gives the opportunity to the teacher to cover a topic in the different slides. So the third tool is the classroom response systems or clickers. One way to encourage student engagement is by using electronic devices that allow students to record their answers to multiple choice questions and allow you to instantly display the results. The anonymity encourages participation, and their answers help the teacher to know when further discussion is needed. Use of clickers can also serve as a catalyst for discussion. So this tool is meant to look like this. From the example in the first image, there is this a quiz given by the teacher. The question has a choices that students have to answer. Then the second image is the summary result of the student that shows the time, date, marks, and grades. And the third image highlights the correct answers and the wrong answer. So this type of tool helps students to know the results and helps the teacher to know what particular area that is in need to further discuss. So another tool we have is online projects and collaboration tools. Technology can support student collaboration on creating new knowledge, reflecting on what they are learning, or working together to achieve a deeper understanding of course material. These articles provide ideas about their use and misuse. The top 11 online collaboration tools, which is updated 2020 update. First, we have Soda PDF, 2 Slack, 3 Trello, 4 Asana, 5 Google Keep, 6 GoToMeeting, 7 Yammer, 8 Concept Board, 9 Redboot, 10 Blink, and 11 Google Docs. Based from my experience, I usually use the Google Docs in having online collaboration because it is easy to use and you can add people there to make work done fast. So now we have the information visualization tools. Technology can also clarify and stimulate thought through transforming words into pictures. Here are some tools to help lead your students to think more critically by encouraging them to visually structure information. From the picture, we can say that the children are playing. Next is the girl is singing and the boys are dancing. Visual tools helps to enhance our ability in spatial intelligence. Spatial intelligence is the ability to generate, retain, retrieve, and transform well-structured visual images. The next tool is flipping the classroom. How can we make the best use of classroom time we have with our students. Sometimes a great way to move them toward higher levels of understanding is to move the lecture out of the classroom and use in person time for interactions that require applying, synthesizing, and creating. Flipping doesn't have to use technology, but tools such as videos, podcasts, online quizzes, and like can help in and out class activity work together. These resources explain the theory underlying this teaching method and provide practical suggestions for making it work. So the example here shows the traditional and flipped learning approach. In traditional learning approach, we have the before the class, in the classroom, and after the class. In before the class, the learners come to the classroom based on the topic and schedule given to them. In the classroom, the instructor delivers the lecture to the classroom and provides with a study material. After after the class, the learners are given practice exercises or activities to enhance their learning. While flipped classrooms learning approach, before the class, the learners are given study material to read and assimilate the learning content. In the classroom, the learners discuss the content with their peers and the instructor, and after the class, the learners check and confirm their understanding by doing further learning activities. So, we can say that there is a difference between these two learning approach. And now let's move on to the next tool, which is the podcast. Whether for a flipped class or just a resource for your students, you may want to create a podcast that conveys information students need for initial learning or review. SMU's Academic Technology Service can provide instruction on creating podcasts and will loan you a podcasting kit. These articles discuss how to make and use podcasts effectively. Podcasting offers the opportunity for lecturers to easily broadcast engaging audio content, which students can then listen to at any time and wherever they are. A student only needs to subscribe to a podcast feed and suddenly you can push educational content to them rather than wait for them to come. Podcasts can be easily used in schools, universities, or colleges to engage students and improve your teaching and learning practice. Now let's go to the next tool, the games. What could be more engaging than a good game? Usual. These articles discuss why a game may lead to a deeper learning and give some examples of their use in higher education. So, the following are the online classroom games or activities that can be used. So, first we have digital scavenger hunt. Second is virtual Pictionary. Third, virtual trivia. Fourth, virtual musical chairs. And five, virtual game show. When we say about digital scavenger hunt, it is a game where the teacher compiles a list of items and activities that students complete by a given time. For an educational spin, teachers can match the items and examples to the lesson. For example, if you are a science teacher considering adding simple experiments to the digital scavenger hunt, such as putting Mentos in a Diet Coke. Second is the virtual Pictionary. It is an online version of the classic game where one player illustrates a word while teammates attempt to guess it. Split your class into two teams and text the word to the illustrator using Zoom's private chat feature. The illustrator can then use the video conferencing software screen share abilities to show their drawing while the other team members guess. Teachers can use virtual Pictionary to teach vocabulary and develop creative skills. Third is we have virtual trivia. Is a fun way to test your class knowledge on a particular topic. First, amass a list of trivia questions and answers. Then divide the class into two teams who will compete to answer the most questions quickly and correctly. Virtual trivia is a fantastic online classroom game because it is an exciting way to confirm whether your class retained and the knowledge they need. Also, we have the virtual musical chairs. Sitting in front of your computer all day to attend class can be draining. However, teachers can get their class moving through virtual musical chairs, which adapts the idea behind the in person game for a remote class. To play, broadcast a song, and have your students get up and dance. Then periodically shut off the music. Once the music stops, students should rush to sit down. The last person to get to their seat loses the round. And last is we have the virtual game show. It is an online version of the popular show Jeopardy, where students attempt to guess the answer to questions using the Jeopardy Builder or Google Slide template. Assemble your board, then split the class into teams and share your screen to display the board. The team that collects the most points by the end of the game wins. Teachers can use virtual game show as a lively way to quiz the class familiarity with a variety of subjects. So now let's proceed to teaching with tablet computers. We're only beginning to explore their many possibilities for higher education. Tablet computers are quickly emerging as powerful learning tool in higher education. The unique functionality of the tablet computer allows teachers to create lecture materials for their classes using digital format that can be distributed to students for later review. One of the pros of using tablets in the classroom is that students may be able to learn faster. Instruction that is technology based can reduce the amount of time it takes students to reach new learning objectives by as much as 80%. They also tend to read more books when provided electronically. And finally, for the last tool is the converting a face-to-face course to an online course. Teaching online, whether in a hybrid course or wholly online course, requires different techniques and different tools. Without the F2F or the face-to-face contact, professors will need to be even clearer about setting and articulating expectations for digital work and participation. Encouraging interaction between professor and student and among students is an additional challenge, as is monitoring student learning as the course progresses. The online environment requires the use of basic technologies to digitize course materials as well as mastery of the university's learning management system. And various tools like Skype allow synchronous communications, while blogs and Twitter can encourage asynchronous interaction. Here are some ideas to get you started. So the question is, how would you go about converting a face to face course to an e learning format? First, we should identify the e learning course format. Second, research the instructional design models. And third, use of interaction. Fourth, choose the right educational technology. And five, revision procedures. So identify the e-learning course format. A, a face-to-face course can be converted in the following three e-learning formats: the asynchronous learning, the synchronous learning, and the hybrid or blended learning. When we say asynchronous learning, learning in which interaction between instructors and students occurs intermittently with a time delay. Synchronous learning, a real time instructor led online learning event in which all participants are logged on the same time and communicate directly with each other, while hybrid or blended learning events that combine synchronous and asynchronous learning and face to face instruction. Second is research the instructional design models. I am sure that you are familiar with ADDIE, the ADDIE. However, ADDIE or ADDIE is not a universal solution. Based in my experience, Robert Cagne's instructional design model, which is best known as the 9 events of instruction, is the most appropriate instructional design model for converting traditional course into an e-learning format. So the third is use of interaction. Interaction is the most important aspect of an e-learning course. Um, And let's proceed to 4, choose the right educational technology. In my opinion, learning becomes more effective when people are mutually active with the learning materials, with the learning environment. And lastly, revision procedures. After you convert you F to F or the face to face course into an e learning format, you may believe that it is time to offer it to your learners. You should definitely revise e learning course before you offer it to your learners. First, we have survey. Second, implementation of alpha testing and expert panel. And third, revision of the web based course. Four, implementation of beta testing and expert panel. Fifth, analysis of data. And sixth, revision of the web based course. So that's the end of my discussion for Module 2, Lesson 1 for TTL 2. Thank you for listening.